Welcome back again today, friends. What have you been asking me for more of? What have you said, Jamerrill, why aren't you doing this? And many of you are probably answering with, we need more cooking videos. We need more freezer cooking. I'm hearing it. If you didn't know, I moved a few months ago and I've started a farm. So we've had a few things going on, yes and amen. If you're wondering how to get more exclusive food videos from me, I have this whole large family table community membership, and those ladies over there are not hurting for food videos because they get tons of food videos from me every month, okay? Okay, today, all my YouTube friends, you are getting my first ever on YouTube video of me doing 40 freezer meals in one evening. Oh yes, it's about to go down in this little baby kitchen. Now before I can even get started, I got some messes and I gotta move some stuff around in my freezers. So I can't even start yet because we gotta clean up some stuff. If you're new here or if you haven't been over here lately, we have had, again, the moving and the farm projects like heavy. It's been a great joy. We have been enjoying it, but the inside of the house isn't getting too much attention, and just clutter on my little baby counters, dishes in my sink. Look, that's just my stuff piled there. It's like gardening stuff, seeds, whiteboards. So to start my 40 freezer meals in one evening, we're gonna tidy up just a tad, gonna get the freezers reorganized. Now what I am doing, I am cooking up 40 freezer meals from my large family freezer meals pack 6. Now, packs 10, 11, and 12 are already out. The members in the large family community have those packs, and I have done freezer cooking over there for packs 10 and 11. Those ladies have already seen it, and I really want to get a video up here soon where I cook up all the new dinners in large family freezer meal pack 12. But today I'm doing pack 6 because that pack was specially designed to be gluten-free, and these 40 freezer meals I am not keeping for my family. I am making these to divide between 2 families who have had recent hospital stays, a whole lot of carrying on. They just had a lot of stuff, and I would love to bless them with some meals for their freezer. So one of my friends in particular is gluten-free. So that's why I thought I'm gonna do the gluten-free pack and make some special gluten-free meals particularly for her. My other friend has no dietary restrictions, so even though I'm doing the gluten-free pack, you'll see. And if you want to see my grocery hauls for all this freezer cooking, those were the last 2 videos. I got a large amount of what I needed in gluten-free ingredients. A few things I wasn't able to find. And you know, it's a whole rodeo when you go out grocery shopping these days. So all that to say, I'm going to make sure my one friend gets her particular gluten-free meals, and then the few ingredients I had trouble finding for my other friend, it's okay if I use flour tortillas for her meals, etc. And I'll be doing these at different times. Okay, we're gonna get going. We're gonna do a lot. Let's get cleaning, let's get cooking. Yeehaw, let's go. Now I can't help but think as I'm doing this before I start making cooking, tidying up, that man, during this time I could have the food prepping and cooking. I can't do chopping right now while I'm cleaning, but there's meat that needs to be cooked ahead, and I know there's potatoes that need to be cooked ahead. So in each of my large family freezer meal packs, I have a big batch cooking guide, which is super helpful, even for me, the creator of the packs, because I can just look down that list and do what it tells me. I can listen and follow directions. So let's look at it real quick and see what I can get cooking either in the pressure cookers or on the stovetop while we're tackling dishes and doing some more tidying. And several ladies who've bought my packs print them off and have them in a notebook. There, we got our big batch freezer meal cook and prep guide. So I need to cook and shred 5 pounds of chicken breasts. We need to cook 8 pounds of ground beef, make mashed potatoes with 12 pounds of potatoes. Then down here there's some scrambled eggs, and the rest is a lot of chopping. So let's get the potatoes going in a pressure cooker and the ground beef going on the stove and the chicken going in another pressure cooker, and that'll be a good start. Also, I'll show you what the rest of these guides look like. See, then we have the recipes, and then for those of you, now look at this, rogue goat on my porch. Okay, I'm gonna have to sit somewhere to get her down. As a bonus, in this pack and many of the others, we have a single large family freezer meal plan. And so if you don't want 40 meals. Let's say you want to be sensible and you want 12 meals in your freezer. You follow this plan, which also has its own shopping list and meal prep guide for the smaller recipes and so forth. So, okay, yay, let's go get that meat. Travis is outside with the chainsaw going, so good times to be had by all. I think another project going on outside is they are working on getting our boy goat fencing for our male goats and our male sheep. We're gonna keep the girls in one section, the boys in another. Yes. I've been making stacks and getting ready to do this freezer cooking actually since middle of last week. As I say, I'm getting busy with other projects. I already asked the families if they were ready for freezer meals. One lady, she is so funny. I said, well, just tell me however many you need. I can do 40 for you. My other friend wants about 10, and she's like, man, I feel like I'm telling you I only want $2,000 instead of $4,000. She said, but I think I can only hold about 20 meals. So out of the 40 that I'm making, my family may end up with about 10. I'll show you in my freezers what I have in my freezer meal stash right now, which unfortunately is not too much, but I do have some breakfast freezer meals and then like easy, quick lunch type freezer meals. But I'd love to do another big freezer cooking day coming up with dinners. We've been living off of the freezer meals I did have and Travis doing a whole lot of grilling and me throwing stuff in the slow cooker, but still, I love having a bunch of freezer meals. Yay. So of course, the nice thing is you can do this any way that works for you. You can use whatever cooking tools you need or that you have on hand. If you wanted to do your meat in the slow cooker beforehand, you can. I've even had large family freezer cooking where I do my meat in the roaster oven and such. But again, you gotta love the electric pressure cookers. I'm gonna get chicken in one, potatoes in another. The recipes, I didn't tell you what recipes we're doing yet. I will. Stick with me, stick with me. Now some of this chicken is actually a little frozen, which is fine. We can do frozen chicken in the electric pressure cooker. Also, your meat can go either way. It calls for 5 pounds of pre-cooked chicken. This is about a 5.5 pound pack. Also on the same note, if you have less meat, I know someone asked me the other day on Facebook who has recently made freezer meal pack 6 and where they found all the meat for it. Because whenever you're doing 40 large family meals, there's a lot of meat involved. So I told her, and you can reference those recent 2 grocery hauls that I did, that whenever I went to my local Aldi, there were still a lot of meat restrictions, such as a limit of 2 per pack. Like for the chicken, it would have been 2 packs. For the ground beef, if they had it, it would have been 2. But then I went into a local Walmart and they had an abundance of meat, so much so that if you can see on this pack, a lot of the meat was marked down. There were no limits. So that's why I was like, okay, I can go ahead and cook up freezer meal pack 6 because Walmart's marking down the meat, so let's go. But if you have meat restrictions in your area, let's say you're only able to get half of the meat that the freezer meal pack calls for, you can do these recipes with half the meat amount. You can limit the meat, you can add in some extra rice or beans for bulk, or cut the meat in half. It'll still work out. Lots of forgiving recipes with this one. So with the chicken, just throw the chicken in, put your cup of water in, if you're using the Instant Pot, for example. Now, even though dirty dishes in the sink, I am going to wash these potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and wash 20 pounds because that's what I have here. I've had a smaller bag, like a 5 pound bag. I don't see it, so I can't just, I'm gonna be sensible. I'm gonna wash half of this bag, yes. So the pack calls for 12 pounds. I'm gonna cook up 15-ish because always, I know people who eat potatoes. And then for the ground beef, I think let's get 2, well, let's see. Oh, I was looking at my other pressure cooker. I was like, oh, I could use that. But no, I'm gonna use it for potatoes. So I'm gonna get ground beef going in 2 pans on the stovetop. So far, my little push button electric stovetop is working for me. Now we'll have to look back at the big batch cooking guide. I'm pretty sure another 10 pounds of ground beef needs cooked up that has the onions and sausage and peppers with it, but we will get this going. And this technically only needs to be 8 pounds of meat, but I know we will use it. Chicken is done. I heard that beep in the Instant Pot. Just brought in a whole bunch of veggies that we're gonna slice and dice. And then the potatoes have 4 minutes left and the first 10 pounds of ground beef is done. Dishwasher unloaded, dishwasher loaded. Some things wiped up. We're in our cooking groove now. So I wanted to go through and tell you the exact recipes that we are making. So we're gonna be making Parmesan turkey burgers. Super, super, super yummy. Can't wait to do those. I love doing turkey burgers, turkey meatloaf, turkey meatballs. I just like using ground turkey in addition to all the other meats that we use. Out of the 10 recipes that we're doing, 4 to 5 of these are slow cooker or throw and go real quick Instant Pot meals. Those are chicken teriyaki, rosemary garlic chicken, slow cooker chicken parmesan, and then we have a slow cooker chicken fajitas meal. Now we're also gonna do about 5 large family style barbecue meatloaves. Those can also be thrown into the slow cooker or thrown into the Instant Pot or in the oven. Just again, whatever cooking tools are working for you that day. In addition to that, we're gonna do a bunch of vegetable beef soup for the freezer. We are gonna be doing our favorite burrito pie freezer meal. My family hasn't had that in at least 6 months. So since I'm making several pans of that, I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is use one of them to feed my people tonight. We're also doing chicken fried rice for the freezer. Several pans of that, always turns out amazing. Another one my family hasn't had in a while, and I know these other families will appreciate it. Another favorite freezer meal is shepherd's pie. And I hear ya from across the pond already. Jamerrill, it is not shepherd's pie because you're using ground beef or ground mince or whatever you wanna call it. I know it's technically a cottage pie whenever we do ground beef, but it's what I have. Lamb and sheep in general are not common at grocery stores in America. Now we have our first 4 Katahdin sheep. We will be raising sheep. Oh yes, we are. Eventually we will have lamb and other ground meat to use from when I do these meals. So I can do a true shepherd's pie, but it's just regular old grocery store hamburger this go round. Next on our big batch freezer meal cook and prep guide, we need to chop up a bunch of bell peppers, onions, green onions, celery stalks, and we need to scramble 18 eggs. Only 18 eggs seems like nothing. Hopefully I have enough homegrown eggs to use those. I'm so glad I thought of this here while we were washing vegetables. My one friend who I'm doing the 10 gluten-free meals for, she had some special requests because these are also postpartum freezer meals for her. So she requested not a lot of onion and peppers in hers. So I think I need to take a minute, go through my recipes, and just go ahead and make out a list of what I'm giving to each family, and so I can make those accommodations for her as well. So Parmesan turkey burgers, there's no onions or peppers in those. The chicken teriyaki, there's onion and there's green pepper. The vegetable beef soup doesn't have onions and peppers. The burrito pie, let's see here, ground beef, green peppers, onion, green chilies. I just so much wanted to make that for them, but if they are not into onions and peppers, and if she can't have them right now, I mean, the green chilies and the spicy pepper jack cheese are big parts of that. Rosemary garlic chicken, the chicken fried rice freezer meal, that all is good. Chicken, soy sauce, sesame seed oil, frozen vegetables, scrambled eggs, rice. Shepherd's pie is good. Slow cooker chicken parmesan is good. The meatloaf I can do for her and leave the onions and green peppers out. I think I got a plan now. So for family number 1 who needs 10 postpartum freezer meals, they will get a dozen Parmesan turkey burgers, 2 dinners of rosemary garlic chicken, 2 dinners of chicken fried rice, 2 shepherd's pies, 2 dinners of chicken parmesan, 1 barbecue meatloaf that has no onions and no peppers, and that's 10 dinners, and I will bring them a couple meals worth of the soup. Then for family number 2, who has a lot of emergency back and forth running hospital stuff right now, they will get a dozen Parmesan turkey burgers, 2 bags, 2 dinners of chicken teriyaki. They will get 4 burrito pies, 3 pans of chicken fried rice, 2 shepherd's pies, 2 chicken parmesans, 2 barbecue meatloafs, 2 bags of chicken fajitas. So that is 18 freezer meals for them, plus several containers of the soup. So that's right around, I'm sure, the 20. And then for my family, we will be keeping the other 4 burrito pies, 2 chicken teriyakis, 2 meatloaves, 1 thing of fajitas, and then whatever's left soup-wise. And actually, with the burrito pies, I will cook 2 of those for dinner tonight. I just had to sit down and get this. Whenever I could hear her saying no onions, no peppers, and I thought, wait a minute. So here you go. This is how you adapt the freezer meal pack. So that's why I'm not even gonna give her the chicken teriyaki or the burrito pies. But I added in some other things. Like originally I was gonna give my other friend half the rosemary garlic chicken. So we're spreading it out, we're working it out. The postpartum freezer meals family said they needed 10, and I think I can squeeze some soup in there. And then the emergency freezer meal family, she said she could take up to 20, so if I have 18 solid meals and then some soup meals, okay. I'm still gonna go ahead and cook all the veggies that I was about to prep, because I'm not gonna give the postpartum freezer meal family the burrito pie, and I will just leave it out of one of the meatloaves. I'll do the chicken teriyaki the same. Okay, I'm regrouped. Got my updated plan. So I did place a bowl under my drainer here. Even though I was able to get meat at Walmart, it wasn't like 90-10 ground beef or anything, but still ground beef. And then here in a minute, once I get some onions and peppers going, I need to cook 10 more pounds of ground beef with those vegetables in it. Now I'm gonna pause with the veggies I currently have done, get the other 10 pounds of ground beef cooking. Then I think, it helps me to say my plans out loud. We get things done that way. I think I'm gonna unload these potatoes and look into bulk cooking the rice for the chicken fried rice coming up. Now we'll get these over to the ground beef. I think we can get that mixed in. Come back, finish up the chopping. Little short lady had to go up on the ladder to get my potatoes out. These will be making into mashed potatoes here shortly for those shepherd's pies. But I want to get the 20 uncooked cups of rice going down. You might be asking, what do I need 20 cups of uncooked rice for? Well, I'm glad you asked. I need it for my chicken fried rice that I do in the pan. Fantastic freezer meal. I get a lot of questions on if it's dry. It's not. I wrap it well, it thaws well, it bakes well, and it all works out well in the end. Anyway, I don't believe I've done 20 cups of uncooked rice, even in my large pressure cooker. It's been a few months. I've got to get all my super mega cooking skills warmed back up here again, especially when it comes to these big dinner meals. But many times what I've done for that amount of rice is a large stock pot. Now this is actually my second largest stock pot, but I think I can do it. So I'm gonna put in 20 cups of water and get this boiling on the stove. Then we'll add in the rice. I think I said 20 cups of water. I'm doing 40 cups of water because it's a lot of rice, but it'll be good. We'll do other things while we're waiting for this rice. So it looks like I'm gonna be splitting the burrito pot pie freezer meals with just one friend. So the 4 that my family will keep, I'll put in my glass baking dishes. And then I have 4 of these disposable baking pans, so she doesn't have to fool with nothing. I just rinsed these off because they were slightly kitchen dusty from my cabinet. But yeah, let's get our big burrito pie assembly line going on. Just got lots of things on my counter, and so I thought, well, I will spread out to the table. So I think I'm just gonna line all the pans up. Now when I get 2 of them done, I will get those in the oven for my kiddos. The other juggle is, since I'm using the table, they're gonna have burrito pie, probably some watermelon at the picnic table. I don't usually work to keep taco seasoning on hand, so I'm just gonna make my own using some cumin, chili powder, paprika, some garlic powder. Now originally when I planned to keep these 8 freezer meals gluten-free, have a big stack of gluten-free tortillas. But again, then whenever I had the realization of the different dietary needs that my gluten-free in particular friend has, that went out the window, which is fine, because actually between her and another friend I have who's gluten-free, I'm sure they would each gladly take 4 bags of the gluten-free tortillas. Anyway, these are definitely not. These are regular old tortillas that I had left from a bunch of breakfast freezer meals that I made for the large family table community. So I'm going to use the rest of those up. But right now, in the big bowl, now this is not the biggest bowl I have, it's my next to biggest bowl. I have the 10 pounds of ground beef with the peppers and the onions cooked. I'm going to put in the spices, put in the refried beans, mix it all up, and then we're gonna get to layering. But excuse me now while I squat down to open my refried beans. In the recipe, in the gluten-free version, it calls for a cup of gluten-free taco seasoning. You know, you have to look at the ingredients of every little thing. I know that whenever I do grocery shopping for gluten-free meals for friends and family in particular. Anyway, I'm going to eyeball. There's my homemade taco seasoning here. So again, if you are keeping these meals gluten-free, get your gluten-free tortillas. You can find them at Aldi. So with these larger burrito size ones, I'll just rip them like that. With the smaller ones, usually takes 2. It's the official cooking measurement, the plop. That was only half a plop. It needed to be a full plop. Now, Walmart had in stock these big packs of pepper jack cheese. They just knew I needed to make 8 super mega burrito pie freezer meals. They knew I was coming. So what you do on all your pans, a layer of pepper jack cheese. And then after this, we're gonna open green chilies. We're gonna do half a can of green chilies on each layer. I developed this recipe maybe 4 or 5 years ago using what I had on hand. I got lots of really good ones, but another one in particular is taco bake that lots of families have told me they love, and that's a staple in their household now. Be sure to let me know in the comments below which of my freezer meals you have made. I always love to hear that. I love it when folks cook up a bunch and tag me on Instagram. Lots of fun just to see what you're doing. My poor step counter is worried about me. I've been getting about 15,000 to 16,000 to 17,000 steps a day in consistently now that farming is in full swing. And yes, it's a lot. So my step counter now, even though I've been standing and cooking for a bit now, My step counter's really worried about me. Yeah, I only have 4,600 steps in right now, and it's like, what is wrong with you? So what's nice about cooking up this freezer meal pack is about half or so easy oven bakes, and then half the slow cooker or Instant Pot meals. And on largefamilytable.com, if you pull up an Instant Pot recipe, it's gonna also have the slow cooker directions. We are gonna put a tortilla on top and a bunch of shredded cheese and call it done. Okay, so here we go with the 8 burrito pies. As I have said, I'm gonna get 2 of these in the oven now for my family tonight. Then I'm gonna wrap up the other 6. 2 will go in my freezer. I guess, well, all 6 are going in my freezer for tonight, but 4 will be delivered to my friend. So the rice has been done. My dish soap. I gotta wash the colander out here. And my different spoons. We will get the rice drained. Then let's see. What I really need to do, and I meant to do this before I started cooking, this goes on my list of things Jamerrill was supposed to have done a few hours ago, and I just jumped in and got things going and never got back outside again, is I need to go reorganize some things in my freezers to make room for these 40 freezer meals. I can probably tomorrow evening take them to both friends. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to store them for a day. And you know, I store things like that for my own family in my freezers, but again, it's going to take a little bit of recalibrating there. It's crunch time. It's time to pull all of this together. I think the most intricate one that needed to be done was the burrito pie, then the shepherd's pie, and that chicken fried rice bake. Then I know we got the Parmesan burgers, and we've got 4 or 5 slow cooker meals that go in the bag. We're doing it though, we're doing it. I get questions about why I double wrap. And it just prevents freezer burn. I don't deal with freezer burn on my freezer meals. And I think wrapping extra helps. And now this thing of plastic wrap, I don't know, how many years ago was it I bought it? I want to say it's been 2 years. Same thing with this heavy duty foil. It's been a while. Maybe that could be a large family table trivia question. When did Jamerrill buy her last thing of Costco plastic wrap? Oh, just like that. Okay, we've used the last of the plastic wrap. I sure hope I have some more. Feel like we should sing it a song or something. Okay, well, making the best of it. Shoot, I wanted to wrap these in plastic wrap. I guess that's just what it's gonna be like getting freezer meals for me this go round. They're not gonna be in plastic wrap because, yeah, I'm out. Good news is I spent some time going through my freezers, and I have 2 tall empty shelves in one of my large upright freezers, and then I think I had half of a shelf in my second upright freezer, and then I have the complete freezer that's above one of my refrigerators. You follow all that? So, meaning I think I've got enough room to squirrel away all these meals for now. I also just served up the first burrito pie to the kids. This is what the second one looks like. Our little happy dreams of having a watermelon outside with a burrito pie. Well, it's dark now, right? And I also remembered we have a ton of purple grapes. I was clearing out some other freezer meals that I had, making room in that upright freezer with the 2 shelves that are empty. Part of how they're empty is I brought in about 3 bags of waffles from the freezer that I made in March. Those were from my large family freezer meal pack 10, the new breakfast one. And then I have about 5 bags of those English muffin pizzas. So tomorrow is just gonna be high on the carbs. Who cares? We got growing kids. We're gonna have waffles for breakfast, English muffin pizzas for lunch. We'll get those out of the freezer again. So we have room for these other families' freezer meals, and we'll throw a lot of fruit along with it. It'll be okay. Checking in on the whiteboard. It doesn't seem like we've got so much done, but we have, because now the prep work is done as well. Plus we did 8 pans of the burrito pie. So the only 2 casserole bake type things that needs to be done right now is the chicken fried rice and the shepherd's pie. Everything is done except for the mashed potatoes. So we'll probably do chicken fried rice, then the shepherd's pie. Then the Parmesan turkey burgers are prepped and then frozen and raw. Same with the barbecue meatloaves. And then the rosemary garlic chicken, the chicken Parmesan, and I feel like there was one more thing on here, chicken teriyaki, are just dumping them in the bags and freezing them that way. Be organizing in the kitchen here. I'm not gonna wrap these veggies. I usually prefer to. I'm not gonna be in here too terribly long. So happy whenever I did the grocery shopping, and again, looking for the gluten-free items. I didn't find any gluten-free soy sauce, and then I remembered I had liquid aminos, which gluten-free, says gluten-free on there, because a lot of soy sauce has wheat in it. Then I couldn't find my liquid aminos, but just went with my mama eyeball again, and I found it, and yay. It's the little things. Okay, I lost my plastic wrap. I'm happy to have found this. What I want to do is cook this chicken just a little bit longer with 2 cups of liquid aminos in it. And then I'm going to warm up the frozen vegetables with sesame seed oil. And it's sad for my chickens. I think I only have about 8 eggs in the refrigerator. I've been in the kitchen cooking a lot today. Didn't actually go out and check the coop or see the kids bring in eggs today. So I wonder if they just didn't get eggs. Anyway, I did have 1 box of store-bought eggs. This recipe calls for 18 eggs. I've got 2.5 dozen here. I'm gonna go ahead and just cook them all up because I'm me. So there's that. Doing it. I had just started to work on the mashed potatoes for the shepherd's pie when I realized these eggs had come together. So I'm gonna finish mixing this up, get it in the pans, get them labeled and wrapped, and when they go in the freezer, oh, I just found a big pocket of scrambled eggs, so must keep mixing. I just cannot tell you how much thank you, friend who sent me this long spoon. I appreciate it. Also, I wanted to tell you, if you haven't already, I need you to click the first link in the description below. It'll also be the first link in the first comment that is pinned. Click that link and head over to largefamilytablecommunity.com, where you can join my special and exclusive membership. We have a lot of fun over there. As I've mentioned, tons of freezer cooking over there that has never seen the light of day on YouTube. Lots of recipes that have never been shared on YouTube. Just lots more of me and lots more of me cooking. Also, tons of products, a huge printable library, monthly live calls with me, a private Facebook group that's just for members. One of my new products every month is included in membership, and I throw in a bunch of bonus extra fun stuff too. Oh, and something brand new that's starting is I am doing a weekly live cook-along style video that's going to be live in the private Facebook group. And if you don't do Facebook or just can't get on Facebook for whatever reason at that time, there'll also be a private Zoom link, so you can either watch my live cooking through the Zoom or watch my live cooking in the private Facebook group. That will be recorded and also uploaded to our membership hub. So if you miss all of that, You can watch the live cooking later at your convenience. I'm also working on a cookbook packet that will be for members you gotta listen to my plans and the fun stuff I'm doing. That'll be for members. So if my member friends want to cook along with me, let's say I'm doing, I don't know, 4 pans of baked ziti on a Tuesday night. They have the packet with the grocery list and everything that they need. Then they can just show up. They can put my live video in their kitchen or watch the replay later, and they can cook their 4 pans of baked ziti with me. It'd be lots of fun. And so with those extra cookbook packets for members, I'm working on doing it so it'll be 4 to 6 recipes planned in advance. And that's just something new that I'm adding in now. I'm always adding and tweaking and developing and just making it a real good fun time. So I'd really like for you to join me over there. Membership has not been open since January, and I have the price deeply discounted now for a very limited time. So come on over and hang out with me even more at the Large Family Table community. Guess we're doing this on this little, I love calling this the baby kitchen and the baby counter. I really do. Lots of folks asked me, and I get it, how could you pick a house with such a small kitchen? But see, so many other things were right. And this blue and our little plastic faux metal backsplash, it's all good. It's all good. Many things I fell in love with, and I knew this kitchen would work for a season. And boy, we're working it, aren't we? So in getting some of these metal pans to provide meals for 2 of my friends, some of these are the deep dish, and they're not quite as wide, but they're deeper. And then the 9x13, but they're all pretty blue color. I'm just analyzing my foil now. This is all I have left. Don't let me down, foil. What I will do, I'm gonna wrap my friends' freezer meals. Worst case, if I get low on foil, I can use the plastic tops on my rice. They're fine. I have frozen things with these tops before. I just feel like foil and plastic wrap are better. I haven't tested it. I just don't think these are good long term. Like 3 months go by. I guess I've just done it longer with foil in my plastic wrap. I've only done these in the freezer a few times. So I'm gonna move my casserole out of the way and get hers wrapped because that's my priority right now.